So how do you actually scale up your business with AI in 2026? Everybody's talking about AI, but they're talking in a way that's just all hype, from Claude Code to Claude Bot. I want to let you know what's actually working right now with AI and how we've been leveraging it for a lot of our clients, backed by $87 million of data. So let's get right into the video. So how to scale your business with AI in 2026. So this is one of the ways that we've been able to scale a lot of the businesses, the partners that we worked with, and also a lot of the just businesses in general. You can see some of the people that we worked with. You can see some of the agencies we worked with. You can see some of the brands that we worked with, and a lot of our other case studies as well towards the bottom. From $1 million cash collect, $250,000 cash collect, 366 revenue, $250,000 cash collect. From the ROAS as well, 7 ROAS, 8.2, 7.9, 5.1, 13.2. So let's talk about today's agenda. So let's talk about what are we going to be covering today. We'll talk about who is this for, what most people get wrong about AI, especially if you have a successful business, and how to actually scale your business with AI. That is not fluff, that is not hype. And also one of the 4-step frameworks we use for our clients to actually help them scale and achieve these ROASs, but also scale hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars extra per month. So what is the promise of this video? It's that you'll learn how to scale up your business using AI, or one of the ways that we have been incorporating for a lot of our clients, the 4-step framework we use, and how to use AI to massively improve close rates, which is very important, and how to use AI to get better leads, cheaper calls, and scale faster. And also how to make more money with AI. So zero fluff. All right, so that's the agenda for today. So who is this video for? This video is for if you are a service-based business selling anything expensive. Let's say you sell something expensive for 4 figures or multiple 5 figures. This video is for you. Or if you are a business that is not running ads yet, but you know it's the next step to scale, or you're a business owner already running ads and just want to know what's working and what's broken in 2026, like what's actual hype, but also what's actually valuable that actually moves the needle. And also anybody serious about scaling revenue, more leads. Anybody that's serious about scaling revenue that just wants more leads, like more qualified leads, more book calls on your calendar, which equates to more money in your bank account. All right, so let's say if you are new to AI, because I was hella new to AI as well. I was overwhelmed by AI. I didn't know how to use it. It seemed a bit too complicated. I was a bit overwhelmed. But for us, we've been incorporating AI every single day. Like that's a lot of our workload. We try to use AI and we try to leverage it as much as we can. So for this video, you don't have to be technical. You don't even have to learn how to code. I don't know how to code. I just use AI. All right. So if you're already using AI, that's great. So you're already at least one step of the curve, and this video is going to be a bit easier. But where I started when I was using AI in the beginning is I was just only scratching the surface. Hell, I was just using ChatGPT for content. I was brainstorming some ideas. I was doing some competitor analysis, and that was about it. Maybe I was creating some images, automating some emails. But I was really using AI to save time, which is not really good. Like content, research, emails, that is useful. But where the unlock was for us as a company was where we used AI to just make money. And I'll tell you where the levers we use to actually do this, not only for us, but also for our clients. So instead of using AI to save time, we used AI to make us more money. But I'll show you how we do it, or how we did it. Also, before we get started, I want to let you know what most people are doing wrong with AI. So this is how I started. I was using AI more of like a fancy Google search, which is crazy. I was writing Instagram captions that nobody actually read, like the long captions, summarizing what I had on the video, creating a caption for that. Or I was using AI to create some graphics, static images, or even building some basic chatbots, but like no one was actually using it or clicking it. So that was what I struggled with. That's what I was using AI wrong. So before we get into the meat of this video, I want to let you know like a typical funnel that most businesses are running, right? When it comes to businesses, you need two main things. You need traffic and you need to convert those traffic. You get cold people, right? That is one of the mechanisms. You get cold people, traffic coming in, and you need a version to actually convert that cold traffic into paying customers. That's a TLDR of what a funnel is. No matter what type of funnel you're running, from a call funnel to a webinar funnel, a challenge funnel, a DM funnel, a profile visit funnel. Cold people, get them warm, get them to pay you. That's TLDR, that's funnel. Most people are running a simple funnel like this, where they're running ads like an image or a video ad, and they go to like a landing page, like a website or a VSL page, just a landing page, to an application. This is where people can collect a name, email, and phone number, where people can book in a call, and right after that, a sales call typically happens. So this is a standard funnel. But for all funnels, there's going to be 3 main bottlenecks that you will experience. And the purpose of this video is how we have been able to solve all 3 using AI, and we incorporate it every single day, every single week for all of our clients, but also for us as well. So number 1, what is one of the problems with cold traffic funnels? Any funnel that you run, it's going to be the ICP, wrong people that come through the ad. This is because of either wrong demographic or wrong psychographic. It's just people that you don't want. It's people that cannot afford you, or people who are just curious. So when people run ads, they do a good job in maybe like scripting it, make it a bit engaging, and people are clicking it. But those people are just not the right demographic. It's people that you don't want. Number 2 is there's 0 pre-framing before the actual call. So what do I mean? Let's say you do get people to actually click on your ad and book in a call on your calendar. But that's it. That just stops from there. That's what most people do, which is a big problem. There's a lot of delay, a lot of space in between when someone books in a call and when someone actually shows up. You got to make sure you have systems in place to nurture and pre-sell this lead to not only showing up on the call, but already pre-sold on what you do, what your offer is, and who you are. You got to make sure they trust you even before the call ever happens. So your close rate goes from like a 10% to a 15 or a 25%. It goes higher because they trust you, they know you, they like you. That is the whole purpose of creating systems between when they book, when they schedule a call, versus when the actual call happens. Because usually there's a 24 or a 48 or a 72-hour space in between, and that is a lot of real estate or a lot of space where you can actually move the needle. So we use AI to fill those gaps to make sure they trust you, they like you, they know what you offer, and they're already pre-sold on not only you as a person, but also you as a business owner and you and your offer. And leak number 3 is most of the time, you do a good job on the ad. You do a good job on the actual sales call, which is great. But let's say someone does hop on. They do like you, right? As a person, they do hop on a call, which is great. That's half the battle. But you did not incorporate any lead filtering or qualification, which means, yeah, they're a real person. They showed up on the call, but they just cannot afford your service. So one of the biggest leaks is financial qualification, not only like a demographic qualification, but also financials. So anybody can book in a call. A lot of people, this is a lot of big mistakes, is there's no friction. So we use AI to add specific friction points, but also give us the understanding like why, when, and what type of friction points do we add. So I'll showcase that in a few. So to recap how we've been able to use AI in terms of like one of the points is we make sure we use AI to get the right people through, their demographic and psychographic. Number 2 is we got to make sure we use AI we build out systems using AI to pre-frame people before the call. So when people book in a call and also when the live call happens. So they know you, they trust you, they like you. They're sold on you as a person, but also you as a business owner and you as your offer. And number 3, we got to make sure those leads are actually financially qualified. Not only that they show up and not only that they're a real person, but they have the money and problem that you are solving. So that is a TLDR of how we've been able to use AI to solve these core problems for any type of funnel that you are running. Any cold funnels. So from profile visit ads, DM ads, call funnels, VSL call funnels, webinars, and the whole shebang. Okay, so what is the 4-step framework that we actually use for our clients? So I'll go over like a high overview so you can understand it, and then we'll go to the nuances for each single one. So what is the 4-step overview? For number 1, we have to analyze the data. I'll showcase how we've been able to extract the data and feed that to AI. So we analyze the data from sales call recordings. Number two, we diagnose it. We diagnose every sales call, every information that we get from the entire funnel, not only from the marketing front, but also the sales front. So we get the data, but we have to diagnose the data. We have to understand, is it a sales bottleneck or is it a marketing bottleneck? So we have to diagnose which one it is. And based off those two routes, we have to use AI to help us create what we call like asset creation. So from rebuilding the ads, rebuilding the funnels, the emails, the forms, the questionnaires, the flows. So either sales or marketing, and has two distinctive paths. And the third step is going to be asset creation. And number four is iteration and compounding. So not only that you launch a funnel for your business, but you got to make sure that funnel is always constantly improving every single week. So it's a constant loop. It never stops improving. So why does this compound? As you keep improving your sales side, but also your marketing side, your close rate will constantly go up because you're leveraging a lot of data. And number two, your cost per book call will naturally go lower because now your messaging is always improving based off live data. So your close rate increases and your cost per call decreases as well, which means you get more calls, qualified calls, and you get more deals closed, which means you get more money. Okay, so that is a TLDR of what the four-step framework we incorporate, or like one of the frameworks that we incorporate when using AI to scale businesses. Okay, so let's talk about step number one, which is analyzing the data. So how do we actually analyze the data? We use a software called Fathom. Fathom that records all the meetings that we have with prospects. So step number one, we analyze the data. Every sales call gets recorded with Fathom. So we get the full transcription and we feed it into AI and we pull out exactly who's showing up, their demographic, their psychographic, what are they saying, and where the deal dies. So we can get a full understanding of what the closer's scripts are, what the objections are, like full call transcripts. What I love about full call transcripts is we can get the specific text tracks. So I'll give you an example. Let's say we get 100 calls and let's say 20 of those calls converted, they closed. And out of those 20 people that did close, they all said this one sentence, or they all had this one point. Those are the specific golden nuggets that we use in terms of our marketing to update the video ads, the landing pages, the emails and SMS flows, the setting best practice, the sales script, and just the sales side, or even the organic content from Instagram to Facebook to even YouTube. And one important thing is we use the call transcripts to look at what are the objections that are being mentioned on those Fathom call recordings, because those are very important. Is it price? Is it they just don't trust you, they want more case studies? Is it just timing? It's like, hey, I'll circle back around like maybe next quarter or next week. Or there's just like no outcome tracked from close rates, no close, or there's no reason why. Like I'll give you an example. One of the biggest bottlenecks when it comes to like sales teams is that's pretty common on like social media. It can be like humorized is some sales reps, they don't fill out their EODs. So they don't give any visibility to the agency or the business owner of like why that call did not close, why that deal did not close. We use Fathom call recordings to give us all the data that we need. So the sales reps don't even need to give us any information because we have all the data that we do need in terms of the objection handling, the text, the scripts, the information that can help the marketing side. So those Fathom call recordings are much more important than common EODs because a lot of sales reps do not want to fill them out. Okay, so that's step number one. We get the data. We analyze real conversations. Number two, we have to understand the data, which is important. Not only collating it, but we have to actually go through it. We have to understand, is it a sales bottleneck or a marketing bottleneck? So once we have the data, we have to diagnose it. Is it a closer that's just doing a terrible job? Or is the closer doing a really good job, but the leads are just unqualified? Those are the two questions you have to ask. And that's the importance of collating the data. So is it marketing sending the wrong people to the closer? Or is it, closers getting qualified leads, but he's just shitting the bed? So how can we identify if it's a marketing issue or a sales issue? So you have to ask yourself a few questions. So the lead is unqualified, marketing is sending the wrong people. Unqualified means they just don't have the money. So you have to ask yourself this, you have to ask yourself these questions. Can the leads actually afford your offer? Do they have money? That's number one. Number two, are the right demographics showing up? I'll give you an example. If your offer is specifically towards men, let's say men trying to lose weight, and that is your ICP call, but you're attracting women that's showing up on the call. Obviously, this is a major exaggeration, but I want to showcase like the sharp contrast. That means your messaging, what you're saying on the ad, and the ad copy, the landing page, you're attracting the wrong people. Or let's say your demo is older people that are 55 to 65 for retirement funds. But you're attracting people who are 18 years old. That's a big, big problem. That's a marketing issue. And also, do their pain points match your offer? So this is more like psychographics. The people coming through, let's say if they're qualified, but do they have a really big, big pain that they're struggling with that your offer solves? And number four is, are you attracting your ICP, your demo, or just complete randoms, which is some examples I gave above? And number five is, do they know what you sell before they call? Do they know your offer in detail before the call? Because you don't want the call just to be, a discovery where you're educating them for the next 60 to 90 minutes because they have no idea who you are or what you do. This is going to be a problem. If you don't say yes to any of these, or if you can't answer this, then it's most likely a marketing problem, less so of a sales problem. But if you can answer these questions, they can afford you, they're the right demo, they have the pain that your offer is solving, and it's not closing, like they still have the money, they're financially qualified, that means it's a closer issue, which is a big, big problem. Okay, so what is step number three? So we have decided that it is either a marketing issue. So we got the data, we diagnosed the data, we understood if it's a marketing or a sales issue. The action steps, when you decide which path you go to, the action steps is very, very different. So we call this asset creation. We have to rebuild some specific assets in a specific way based off the data. So I'll let you know what are I believe these are 10 different types of assets that we rebuild. So I want to let you know what's our decision-making process when we improve each asset using AI. All right, so number one, new video ad scripts or new images and creatives. So what is this? So why do we focus on this as the number one, new video ad scripts? You have to understand that creative, what you show, what you say, how you present yourself on an ad or anything you post will directly correlate with the lead quality that you get. If you are showcasing a younger demo on the ad, you're going to be most likely attracting younger people. If you are showcasing a Lamborghini or a Gucci, tracksuit, you're most likely going to attract people that that aspire to be affluent. If you showcase yourself in a nice background, maybe something like this, you're going to be attracting, higher end people. So you have to understand based off the data if it's a marketing issue, if affluent people are actually coming through the funnel. If that's the case, if affluent people are not coming through the funnel, like people that can afford your offer, you have to adjust your video ad scripts. So how do we adjust our video ad scripts, but also the images? So we look at the entire transcript. The closers will always ask the prospect what actually got them interested on booking a call with us. So we use that data and we leverage that for our ads. Like, hey, we've noticed that they are sold on the offer owner's personality. So we create ads off of that emotional trigger. Or we've noticed that a lot of the closes is based off a heavy conditional guarantee. It's like, hey, a lot of people are resonating with this offer, or a pain point that you have been mentioning on the VSL, or a case study that you've been mentioning, or a specific way that you've been conducting yourself, or a specific strategy. So we get those specific talk tracks that all the closed deals get, and we put it in the ads. Right? We create specific ads based off all the people that did close, so we can leverage data. We want to get more data of who we want. So not only improving the pixel data, which is good, but also improving the messaging, because the messaging will dictate how good or how qualified those people are. But not only that, we actually leverage a lot of the unqualified calls, the people that cannot afford an offer, the people that are not a good fit. That is more important than actually the good calls, because we can understand who can be disqualified. So if they're below a specific revenue threshold or a monthly, like an MRR below that amount, or they are from a specific region or a specific psychographic as well, or a specific age or language, we get all those data points and we add it into the qualification and also the ads as well for a DQ. It's like, this is not for XYZ. So we mentioned that on the ad. Not only that, for video ads, we also condense that with static images too. This is going to be understanding the pain points. Let's say on the data, the call recordings, that we've noticed that there's 10 specific pain points that the ICP has. We create 10 static images based off of those problems, so we can attract more of those people. But not only that, we use the data to update the landing pages. Let's say we've noticed on the call that people are showing up, but they're not as educated. They don't know about the offer. They don't know about who you are. So this gives us a good indication. So let's say they are financially qualified, but they just need more information. That is not something we want here. So we use that data to improve the funnel assets, from the main landing page to the booking page to the thank you page to the value assets to everything else in between. We get those data points of like what information is missing on the sales side of like, hey, I need more information about who you are, who you've worked with, how are you different, what's your mechanism. We get that data and we update the landing page. We have from a short scroll landing page to a longer scroll landing page that has educational content, or we create what's something called like value assets that we can send before the call ever happens. So it's in separate landing pages that have a lot of FAQs, but also valuable information that they can use to take action on it. Not only that, when it comes to updating the video scripts, the images, the landing pages, like all the landing pages, we also use that data to update the email and SMS flows. Right, so for the people that did close quite a bit, we understand why they closed. So we create updated email flows off of that, so we can get a higher open rate or response rate or a rebooking rate for the email and SMS flows. And not only that, retargeting ads, which is going to be my favorite, because we use the Fathom call recordings and the data to see what are the common objections, what are the common questions that are being asked. And we create content for each one of those. So let's say there's 10 FAQs, frequently asked questions, 10 objections. Now we have 20 ideas of scripts. We script them out, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. We put them in the retargeting ads. So now they're all pre-framed. We've answered all of their questions before the call. We've answered all their objections. So when they hop on the call, they know exactly what you do. Their answers are already, their questions are already answered based off sales data. And they're much more pre-framed. So every asset is rewritten from the call data. All right, now let's talk about how else do we update like the marketing side based off the sales data. So number one is going to be the thank you page and confirmation page. Similar as, so a thank you page is like they see an ad, they go on the landing page, they book in a call, and then they get a page for like the confirmation, like thank you for booking a call, one last step. That's called the thank you page or the confirmation page. This is where we want to add the specific FAQs, new FAQ videos or scripts, more social proof, but from what is said on the Fathom call recordings, and more pre-framing content, such as like, what is a partnership like with you? Those are the concept pieces that we have to update throughout the funnel. But not only that, application. This is very important, especially for the financial side. Let's say on the call recordings, you've noticed a specific MRR threshold. Let's say people that are generating $50,000 or $100,000 per month is closing most of the deals, which is good. Then we want to subtly either shift where that question is throughout the Typeform questionnaire, or increase that threshold when people answer like the multiple choice question. Or it could be as simple as like, let's say you're a B2C offer. You want to be changing that questionnaire based off the sales data, based off their pain points, so you can trigger them emotionally, which is very, very important. It's like, are you struggling with this pain? Or explain your current situation, and then there's a multiple choice based off the Fathom call recordings. Or even for like a B2C offer, it's going to be asking for their credit score. We don't do that for B2B, but for some B2C clients, they do love using that. So use the data to update your application questionnaire to know exactly what type of questionnaire flow will convert best to make sure you don't have a huge drop off. We got to make sure that those people are financially qualified just to make sure you can get the highest return. All right, FAQ videos we covered. It's going to be on the thank you and confirmation page, and we also covered on the retargeting ads. Ooh, important, sales scripts. If we know that it is a sales bottleneck, how do we know? That most of the people, because like we can get a ratio of like all the call recordings. Let's say you get 100 calls, and a majority of them, 60, 70, 80% of them are financially qualified. They actually have the money to afford your service, and they have the pain as well. But your close rate is less than 10%, or 20% or less than 10%. Depends on the AOV. Obviously, the higher the price point is, let's say $100,000, your close rate's gonna be lower. But let's say your price point's like $4,000, and your close rate's 10%. We know that's a sales issue, man. That's pretty bad. So we help the sales team in terms of the pre-setting side, like what conversations to actually have before the call happens, what type of value assets to actually send over, just to make sure that prospect is more pre-framed than pre-sold before the call ever happens. Or we do what's called like a sales rescript. So based off the the calls that did close and also the calls that did not close, just all the data we can collate. We create a specific script, a sales script, question by question, that will replicate the highest probability of closes based off all those data points. So we can replicate those higher percentage of closes. But not only that, objection handling rescripts as well. So if an objection happens, we have a specific script that the closers say to answer it in a specific way that will produce a higher close rate, because we want to go off of data. And a VSL script for, this is more like a long term. This wouldn't really have like the biggest impact, but we do it every quarter or every 2 months or so, depending on the ad spend for that specific client. We create new angles, new offers, new messaging, new pain points based off what's mentioning on the top closes on the data side. So I want to let you know, like, nothing is cookie cutter. You cannot be successful in business if you are stagnant, if you just build it out once and you don't reiterate off of data. Every single week, every single day, every single month, depends on how high your ad spend is. You have to improve every point or every 10 points of these with your live data. So number one, you have to collate your data. You have to analyze your data. You have to understand, is it a marketing issue or is it a sales issue? Then number three, asset creation. You have to improve these 10 sections within your business using AI to improve your close rates, improve your lead quality, and increase the amount of leads and the amount of calls that you get. So if your marketing is just cookie cutter, where you just set it and forget it, you're cooked. You're not going to survive in this space, especially in 2026. Okay, number four, let's talk about iterating, testing, and compounding. So what do I mean? So this is a standard flow that happens. You get the data, right? You get all the call recordings. You analyze the data. Then you improve your entire marketing flow, not only the sales side, what people say on the calls, but what people say on the pre-call, but what you also mentioned on the video ads, the images, the landing pages, the email and SMS flows, and you want to test that out. Test it out for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, depending on how high the ad spend is. Obviously, the higher the ad spend, the faster the speed of test it is. I'll give you an example. If your budget is $10,000 a day, you can find patterns quite quickly on like day two, hell, on day one. But if your budget is like $50 a day, then you want to give yourself a bit of padding, like 3, 4, 6 weeks, to look back at the data again, because the spend is just too little. So it depends if you're spending $10,000 a day or $50 a day. Then you want to measure it against what the previous batch of creatives, right? Based off your cost per book call, cost per qualified call, so you can get your ratio of like how many qualified leads you're getting, like your MQLs, and also your close rate as well. You want to have a baseline so you can compare. And then you get the data again, you improve your entire funnel, your entire sales side and also marketing side, test it again, measure it again, data. So it's always improving every single freaking week, every single month. So that's how we get it. We get the data, we improve it, we test every single month forever. All right, so what's the typical results that happens? When you get more data, you make better decisions. You know exactly which component out of the 10 that I mentioned needs to be improved. You get better leads, more financially qualified leads. If more financial people, better people coming through, like the people that have money are coming through the funnel and your close rates getting higher, you close more deals. So naturally you get more money, higher revenue. Then you do it again, more data. Smarter changes, better leads, higher revenue. So just all compounds, gets better over time. Okay, so what is the next step? If you're interested on a partnership, we take over your entire marketing department. So everything we build is completely bespoke and custom made. With the end goal in mind is we take over your marketing department, we build it out, but in the end, we just help clients make you more money. So feel free to click the link below and book in a call with us. Also, these are some of the people that we worked with, some of the brands that we worked with, such as Amazon.com, National Debt Relief, Motley Fool, Javi, Miracle Brand, some of the creators as well, and also some of our case studies as well. $1.6 million, $1 million cash collect, 1.03, $265,000 cash collect. Anyways, if you want to see more information, click the link below and book in a call. Anyways, much love and talk soon. Peace.